Hello, Facebook friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Wednesday, November 6th. It is 5:03 p.m. So we've been talking about infertility, both men and women. Now, I'm not, like I said yesterday, I'm not going to talk about treatment options because that is a talk for experts in the field and specific to each couple. But I do want to talk about the emotional side of infertility treatment. Now, while the causes of infertility are overwhelmingly physiological, the resulting heartache takes a huge psychological toll on these couples, okay? One study concluded women with infertility felt as anxious or depressed as those diagnosed with cancer or recovering from a heart attack. Okay? Life-threatening conditions, yet emotionally and physically or psychologically the same to a woman if she feels that she cannot have a child. Okay, so individuals who learn they have infertility issues go through the same grieving process as those who have suffered actually a true loss. Now, stress can take its toll in many areas when it comes to infertility. Number one, relationships may suffer. Okay, not only the primary relationship between the two spouses, but those also with friends and family. Okay, everyone wants to offer advice, opinions, suggestions, even well-meaning support. And then although it's hopefully well-meaning, they may often be misguided, okay? Because they're not the ones experiencing the issues. They feel that their advice or their words should be taken and the person should be feeling fine, okay? But that is not the case. In addition, if you're the one experiencing infertility and you have friends who are pregnant or who have young children, it may be difficult to be around those people at that time. Okay, so give those people grace if you are the one with the child and you have a friend who is not being able to get pregnant. I have been in that situation, and when I was going through some of these treatments, and the women would come in, I can't get pregnant as I'm trying my third time or my second time, and they're there with their baby or their 3-year-old or their 5-year-old. I wanted to, because they were not realizing the pain that was being inflicted on the people there who couldn't even get pregnant for the first time. So it was very real, and I understood after the fact how difficult that could be for people. And of course, in the situation when I was able to have my child, I would try my best not to do the same to somebody who was, for example, in the waiting room, etc. Okay, medication side effects. This is a huge one, okay? Drugs and hormones used to treat infertility may cause a variety of psychological effects, okay? Real ones, including anxiety, sleep interruptions, mood swings, big time with hormones, and irritability. Others still may cause mania, depression, and thinking problems. Sometimes it's hard to determine if the psychological factors are due to the medications or if they are just due to the stress of the whole process. So do you give more medications or do you give less medications? It's a roller coaster that can be very difficult to negotiate. Okay, money worries, that's another huge one. Okay, only 15 U.S. states require insurance coverage or have insurance coverage for infertility treatments. Okay, and the extent of coverage varies depending on the state and varies based on the insurance. Cost of infertility treatments are significant. Okay, one cycle of IVF, including medications, can easily run somebody between $11,000 and $13,000. That's a cycle, means in a month. So imagine that, okay? For those that do not have insurance coverage, not being able to obtain treatment definitely contributes to feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. But even if you are lucky to have insurance coverage, limitations, co-payments, and the whole process of trying to get the insurance companies to cover things is a nightmare. Been there, done that. Okay, so it is just crazy. And then lastly, the outcomes. The overall infertility interventions help about half the patients become parents. Okay, with that number decreasing significantly with age. Women who suffer multiple miscarriages carry additional emotional traumas because of that. So even the ability to conceive doesn't guarantee somebody the ability to carry to term. So depending on the condition, the reason, all of that, this is a true emotional roller coaster. Okay, so support for these couples, including short-term counseling, can be beneficial, and some even recommend starting prior to beginning their first treatment for infertility because they know the road ahead. So if you prepare yourself and you're already seeking counseling and working on things that you know are going to come up, it's going to be maybe a little bit easier, okay? Support groups are also very helpful if you can find them in your area. I'm sure there are Facebook groups. There's all kinds of things that people can look to. It's a rough road. So again, if you have friends who are experiencing this, if you know somebody who's experiencing it, give them a lot of grace because it is not an easy road, and it is not an area where people are able to say at any point, okay, we've exhausted all possibilities. Now let's move on to the next step. But there are other steps, and I'm not going to get into that. But obviously, there's always adoption or surrogates or all kinds of other things. Again, money is always involved in those, so it's not an easy path. So for anybody, any of my friends who are experiencing this, whether I know about it or don't, my heart goes out to you. I was fortunate to be able to have my daughter. It was not easy. It was all because of my health issues, but she's my miracle baby, and that's all I can say. So I love her to pieces. Anyway, on that note, I am going to let you guys go. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will be back again tomorrow for another Live in 5.